Hello there, it's Lucy Johnson here from FullyBookedFormula.com, where we work with personal trainers and other fitness, health and wellness professionals that want to get more clients, make more money and dramatically improve the quality of their life in the next 3 to 6 months. And today I want to share with you a video tip, and this is called How to Bounce Back from a Crisis in Less Than 24 Hours. How to bounce back from a crisis in less than 24 hours. And what I mean by a crisis is, as a business owner, as a self-employed trainer, you know, as someone who's working in the fitness, health and wellness industry and is responsible for bringing in clients, whether that's because you're self-employed or it's your business, we can feel oftentimes that we're having some kind of a crisis, whether it's that you've just done, maybe you've just done a batch of flyers and you've got no inquiries from it, or whether you've had 3 clients call up and all cancel their programs with you and you feel like your income's now gone down, or you know, you've just had some really bad feedback from a client, or someone else has just set up a same business as you in the very same town and you're like, oh my goodness, I have all this competition now. Whatever you feel that crisis is, and listen, I will be honest and say to you, I can have a crisis a week, sometimes more, you know, because there's a lot that goes on in a business. You need to know how to bounce back from that really quickly, because when you stay in that place of worry and doubt and fear and lack for too long, 1, it's not a nice place to be, but 2, you'll find that you are attracting more things to you that are going to make you worry more or be even more fearful. So it's very important that you learn how to switch yourself back into feeling positive and bounce back from that crisis very, very quickly as a self-employed or business owner. So here's my tips that I have for you. The first thing that you need to do when something horrendous or that you perceive to be horrendous has happened is you need to take some time out. And this is completely the contrary to what most people want to do. Most people feel they need to do something right now. They need to take some kind of action right now to turn things around and you know, get things back on track. It doesn't work that way. When you are in a place where you are not feeling positive, any action you take from that place of not feeling positive is not going to bring you positive results. You need to pause, take some time out, get yourself back to feeling good again, and then take some action. Any action taken from a place of fear is going to bring more fear. Any action taken from a place of faith is going to bring more faith to you. So it's really important that you kind of pause, take some time out. I call it extreme self-care. Now, whether for you that is taking the afternoon off to watch a movie, whether it is, I don't know, cancelling your clients that evening and putting your feet up and spending some time with the kids, whether it's making sure the next weekend you get to do a long bike ride or go for a run, whatever it is that makes you feel good and is something that you do purely for personal satisfaction, I want you to do that. First of all, that's the most important thing, and the sooner you can do it, the better. I've actually advised some of my clients to cancel classes or clients they have on that day if they're feeling like they're in the midst of a crisis, because the quality of session you're going to deliver isn't going to be good anyway, 1, and 2, you're going to bounce back a lot quicker if you take some time out, even if that means rearranging clients. So that's my first piece of advice. The second thing you need to do to bounce back from a crisis is remember, everything happens for a reason. And I know it's very easy for me to say that, sat here in my house in Cyprus, you know, but I want you guys to remember that 3.5 years ago, I had no money, I had no business, I was living out of my mum and dad's spare bedroom, I didn't have a car, I didn't have savings, I had a lot of debt, and I had to trust that in my process of building my business up over that 3.5 years, even when stuff happened that I perceived to be bad, that I perceived to be a crisis, everything was happening for a reason. It was part of a bigger plan. And as hard as it can be to find the good in something that has happened, if all you can see is that it's bad and it makes you feel bad, that is what you've got to focus on. You've got to focus on, no matter what the circumstances are around you, you know this is quite simply a bump in the road that has to happen for you to get to where you want to go. Yeah, it's part of the journey. It has to happen for you to get to where you want to go in the fastest, quickest, most efficient way. So you won't know why it's going on. It will feel bad to you at the time, but if you can step back and go, well, hold on, I trust in the process. I trust I'm being taken to a better place. And this, for whatever reason, just has to happen first. Then you will feel a lot calmer immediately. And you'll find it much easier to bounce back from that place of feeling bad. Kind of think of it like, you know, if you train one of your clients, and let's say they do some heavy weights and they lift some heavy weights, you know they have to go through the pain of lifting the heavy weights and the pain of the muscle soreness the day after for them to get to that place where they want to be, which is the good result, right? This is the same thing. You just have to go through the pain of whatever that situation is to get to that good result. It's not that you're going in the wrong direction, you're going in the right direction. It's just that it doesn't feel good to you right now. But if you keep focused on that and you move through it and you just accept that even though you can't figure it out, it has happened for a good reason, you will find it much easier to bounce back from that crisis much quicker. And the third and final thing I would say, if you want to bounce back from a crisis in 24 hours, is you need to kind of push the reset button in your head. You know, you need to take the time out, as I said. You need to accept it's part of the process, as I said, but then you also need to be willing that the next morning, when you go to bed that night, before the next morning, you push that reset button in your head as if, okay, well, that doesn't matter. Nothing's even happened. Onwards. You know, you don't dwell on it. You don't pick apart what you could have done differently. You don't linger on it. You don't give it any attention. You just press reset. You get up and you get on with things again the next day as if it never even happened. That is what's most important. And if you do that, if you bounce back that quickly, you will find that within a couple of days, whatever you need to move forward in your business, to make that money, to get those new clients, to find that studio, whatever it is that you're doing, it will appear in front of you. You will be able to find it. And in a few months' time, you'll look back at the crisis and you will realize why it had to happen. You will realize that you wouldn't have figured out what you need to figure out without that thing happening. So be philosophical about it. I guarantee you 100% of the time this is how it works. You just got to be strong and you got to dig deep in times of crisis and do those three things I said. That means you can bounce back more quickly and get therefore to your desired goal and your desired result much more quickly too. So I hope that's helped. I hope it goes well for you. Let me know how it goes and I'll speak to you again soon.